This year, instead of using the regular school handheld camcorders, which use tapes to record your obviously filming, this year we used a HD Canon EOS 7D with we used a different range of lenses as well, so we could capture the shots much better. We also used memory cards instead of tape, so obviously we could record for much longer, and it'll be in much better quality as well.
This made it much easier for us to sort of upload the footage onto the editing software we used, rather than going through the process of like getting the wires and getting the camera and plugging it in and importing it through that way. We also used a tripod to support the camera. This allowed us to provide a more stable picture rather than just holding it by hand, obviously with your hand shaking and stuff. This is only sort of useful for the master shot, as we didn't have to move the camera for different shots and stuff, so it only provided the sort of one use.
We'd never used any lighting in any of our productions prior to this one, so it was new territory. But we only used lighting for the production side of the filming, as it got towards kind of evening when we were filming, and we needed some light, as natural light wasn't enough. But it turned out quite well.
We used the camera wheel to generally hold the camera as we did the variety of shots, sort of like moving around, because it provided a much more stable and steady picture when filming different shots than obviously by freehand. Also allowed us to do sort of more simpler close-ups and stuff, and allowed more versatile and range of shots.
We also used my MacBook Pro as it allowed us to use a wider range of software, as I could download freely with what I wanted to use. Plus, it allowed us to do work outside of college instead of having to stick to school hours.
To submit all our work so it could be marked and moderated, we had to upload it to Blogger. This allowed us to sort of like access our work anywhere rather than just sort of on the initial system and by printing it out. So obviously it could be marked simpler and easier, and then it also allowed us to use a range of functions on Blogger.
Although iMovie isn't a new software that we'd used before, we decided to stick with it because previous productions had turned out quite well with iMovie, and it's easy and simple to use. So we just stuck with that instead of moving on to Final Cut Pro or anything. So we just stuck with iMovie. iMovie also helped us through a lot of different stages, as you can do more than just edit films. You can do presentations and so on. And we also recorded a diary on here of our progression through the stages of producing the entire piece. Also, we edited the final production on here. There's also a wide range of edits we can use on iMovie, which we took full advantage of, like fades and crossovers and dissolves, etc. One of the other advantages of using iMovie is it's very simple and easy to import and export stuff, meaning that it didn't take very long for us to after finishing a piece to export it onto the internet, etc., which we thought went quite well.
For the Digipack and poster editing, I used two pieces of software, Fireworks 8 and CorelDRAW. These were useful in the development of obviously the poster and Digipack, and provided like a range of graphical like images and software to use to help us create like a really professional looking documents really.